everybody, welcome back to Linin Up Ducks, and today's video is all about our 2021 financial goals. A lot of you have asked what's next for us now that we are in our RV. Well, today's the day that I'm going to tell you all about it. Don't forget to stay tuned all the way to the end of the video because we have had one incredibly generous viewer that is going to bless one incredibly lucky winner.
Hey everybody. So I promised you that I was going to start filming at my speed of life, which is going to give you a better idea of what our lives in an RV looks like. And so today my kids are home from school and I need to work on our 2021 budget and film a video. And so they are outside playing and I'm going to attempt filming outside because I need to watch them. So hopefully I can get through a video without being interrupted 2,500 times. Okay, so I have a budget tab in my binder and my Money Made Easy planner printed out and already put in my binder. What you need, babe? Okay, so much for interruptions. So I got all of 5 minutes, which allowed me to set everything up. And then this happened. Yep, totally stole my spot. Okay, so break out the Play-Doh, the whistles, and the snacks, and I might get 20 minutes to get this done. It's hugely important in your year to set financial goals. That was probably the single biggest mistake in our previous years of not doing finances correctly, and that was not making financial goals. We just didn't think about it, and that was hugely detrimental to us. So we now have 3 goal sheets. It's mine, yours, which is Scott did his digitally, and then an ours. And we've already done our goals, so I just wanted to share them with you and see. Go get me a knife or something to get this out with. I've got a simple version of this form in the description box below that you can print off, and I highly recommend that you print off one for you and one for your spouse, and y'all do them separately. I'm the one that does all of the money and the budgeting in our household, but my husband has a large say in what goes into our budget and finances. And when I started doing our financial goals separately, we started communicating so much better about money because he was able to actually put in writing what he wanted me to listen to, and that was hugely beneficial. Okay, we're going to go through this as I'm getting Play-Doh out of a container. Okay, so our 6 months goal, we have really, really lofty goals this year. Now, let me just kind of give you an idea of where we are financially. We are on one income. My husband works as a government, here, do you want that? My husband works as a government attorney, and we have 4 children. He also is in the National Guard. So we have his income that we live off primarily. And then we also live life differently so we can save money faster. And we have recently moved into an RV full-time with our 4 children. If you haven't seen that kind of transition and you're interested in it, I will link that playlist right here and in the description box below. We ended up with Scott and our goals together, and then we prayed over them and had a lot of, we sat on them and prayed on them and just to see what God wanted us to do with our lives. And so this is what we came up with together. So we're gonna move get our emergency fund up $2,000 more than where it is currently. And then we're going to start working on saving for land. So in this year, so you have 6 months this year. So this is all this 12 months that we're in currently that I'm planning for. And then we have future goals, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. So these are a little bit more, subjective. Yes, baby. These are a little bit more subjective based off of, here you go, where, God leads us in our lives. And if we stay, I don't know. Anyway, I try not to plan out too far in advance because, when we started making real headway in our lives is when we chose God's path for us instead of our path. So in this year, though, we know He wants us to focus on saving money for land. So we're going to beef our emergency fund up $2,000, and that's going to be taken because we've got a big repair that's got to happen on the RV, hoping that we can get that done quickly. And then hopefully within the first 6 months, we're going to have $10,000 saved. I do have a column here for plan of action for each of these, but I also like to kind of really more detail out our plan of action, which we're going to do more more in detail over here. So in the first 6 months, these are really, really lofty goals for us considering we live off of one income, because there's not a whole lot left over, and you can see that as we get to our financial plan. There's not a whole lot left over for savings. We really have to depend on whatever money we get back from taxes, which we do have our withholdings correct, but we still get a large tax refund because we have 4 children. If there's possibly a stimulus package this year, and then a lot of extra work. So Scott puts in extra duty for drill, and I'm working on building my website and filling out lining up ducks. So in the first 6 months of the year, so by June, we really want to have $10,000 saved towards our land. And that's, I feel like, a goal that we can easily achieve. So that may need to go up a little bit. And then, so $2,000 for an emergency fund, $10,000 for towards land. And then by the end of the year, we want to have an additional $20,000 for land. So that there's a $32,000 goal this year, which that's pretty big. Last year we did $25,000 roughly in cash for the RV. And then, then we pay for all of our daughter's medical expenses. So those are about $15,000 a year. So what we're going to do this year. So we're going to try to we've lowered our expenses and live off of Scott's main salary. And that would be saving all of his drill pay. And I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do that. I'm going to really kind of look at it. But Sophie's surgery expenses have gone up this year, so we may have to dip into it a little bit. But that's okay. That's something that is just part of our lives. And when you have a medical special needs child, you just go with it. And then I want to increase Linin Up Ducks' profit by 50%. So that means making more videos, possibly starting back into physical products again and not just digital downloads. Anything that is going to kind of increase the profits but still not take too much time away from my family. And then we're going to save all of Scott's travel and drill pay. And those are pretty much the same plan of action for the one above. So, okay, so in addition to these are just our savings goals. But in addition to these, we need to, I'm going to flip over to this page. So we needed to save $15,000 for Sophie's surgeries. So if you haven't seen a lot of my videos before, you may not have heard me say that our third daughter has medical special needs that requires surgery every 3 months in Houston. So we are incredibly blessed to have an amazing team of doctors in Houston that takes excellent care of her. And we're blessed to have Sophie, but that does bring a large amount of medical expenses into our budget that probably wouldn't be present in most other households. So every 3 months, we have about $1,500 to $2,000 in copays, so doctor copays and hospital copays. And then we have about $1,200 in travel expenses. And that travel covers everything from airline tickets, hotel, food, and Uber. So transportation to and from the hospitals. And then we also have one fun thing that we do while we're there every time. So we go to the zoo or the children's museum, and it really helps her look forward to the surgeries and gives her some one-on-one time with mom and dad that she really does look forward to. So that total budget is about $1,200 per trip. And we try to stay at the Ronald McDonald House to cut that travel bill way down. But right now with COVID, they are closed for short-term visitors. So I check with them for every surgery, but right now they're only doing long-term visitors. And I completely understand it is there are many of the children that stay at the Ronald McDonald House are immune compromised, and we want to do everything we can to make sure that they are safe as well. So if you ever are looking for a charity to support, the Ronald McDonald House is an amazing charity. They put their money where their mouth is, and they really are just an incredible benefit to these medical special needs families. But all of that to say, we do have about $15,000 a year in medical expenses that and that's broken up every 3 months. So her surgeries this year should be in the time frame of January, March, June, and October. So I should have all of this. We need to have all of the $15,000 saved by, I would say, October 31st. So this is kind of what we're going to do to save for it, and, you know, the plan, budget, and lifestyle changes that we're going to do this. So I'm going to sell my digital camera, and that should be about, I think we'll get about $200 for that. We did a fundraiser at the end of 2020 where I sold 20 of these in physical copies, and we raised about $1,200 there. Thank you so much to everybody that participated in that fundraiser. I hope the books are a wonderful benefit to you, because that has been a wonderful benefit for us and for Sophie. We are going to do a secondary fundraiser at some point. I just don't know when. So hopefully we'll be able to match what we've done before. We'll probably do that in 3 or 4 months. We'll do another one. Well, maybe 6 months we'll do another one. So maybe we'll get $2,000 out of that one. This is, you know, sometimes it's hopes. And then we're going to do, let's see, I'm selling my sewing machine. So I'm selling my large sewing machine, and that is worth about $1,500. I used to have an embroidery. I used to have a small embroidery business, so if anybody needs an embroidery machine, let me know. And then we had an amazing person, Robin, that watches all of our videos. She donated $100 to Sophie's medical expenses, which was so stinking sweet. And I got a picture of her kids from Christmas, so that was super sweet. So you can see we're kind of well on our way to the plan of raising this $15,000. And then in addition, we have money going into our HSA every single month. I mean, every single pay period. And then we have money coming out of our general budget every single pay period. We're going to get there, and hopefully we'll get there by 10/31. And we're just going to, hey, can y'all not fight, please? Okay, well, she's playing with it right now. And hopefully we'll get there by 10/31. And really, hopefully the Ronald McDonald House will open back up again. What do you need, baby? Squeeze it. There you go. Noodles. Right now, I'm in the process of selling my camera, and then this fundraiser is complete. So I've made a goal chart to hang up on our finance wall that I will show you, and we're going to go ahead and start coloring in that chart. So those are our financial goals for this year. Now, if you want to kind of look a little bit ahead, our 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years, we are going to start saving not only for land but for a house as well, which will be next year. And I'd like to start putting money towards an IRA and retirement. Scott and I are, hoping to be able to retire before we're 90. And at this rate that we're currently going, that's not going to happen. So we've got to start saving for that. After 2 years, I think we'll probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, be in a sticks and bricks home again. I would really like to do it mortgage free. So those are some really, really lofty goals coming up. But like I said, it all depends on prayer and where God leads us for our life. When you're setting your own financial goals for the year, absolutely do not be afraid to reach for the stars. All of the financial goals that we have coming in, except for probably this $2,000 right here, is going to be extra money that we earn. If we worked half as hard in our 20s as we do now in our late 30s and early 40s, we would be in a totally different financial situation than we are in now. So I highly encourage y'all to sit down with your partner, plan these goals out together, and really dream big, but make sure that you have a plan for it, because a goal without a plan is just a dream.
All right, guys, as I promised, I have the surprise giveaway details for you. I have an incredibly generous viewer. He has gifted one of the Sophie Superhero packages that we put together as the fundraiser for Sophie's medical expenses this year. So that is one of our bound and printed Money Made Easy annual financial planners and budget by paycheck, and 10 cash envelopes, including a couple of designs that I have never released before. So this is a super awesome gift for someone to start their year with. Here's how you enter. Number 1, like this video. 2, subscribe to this channel, or let me know in the comments below that you are already subscribed. Number 3, in the comments below, let me know what your financial goals are for the year. I've shared mine and I would love to know yours. And number 4, this worked amazing last time as far as getting in touch with all of the winners. So number 4 is you have to send me an email at LUD@gmail.com. I need you to send me your physical address. That way I know where to send your package. I will not keep your email address. I don't have an email list, and I will not keep your physical address. I hate junk mail. I hate junk email. You're just not going to get that from me. I will put in the description box below all of the instructions just in case you missed them. Don't miss this incredibly generous gift to help you plan your financial year for 2021. As always, it is an incredible joy to have you in our homes and in our lives, and I am so blessed that you are part of our journey, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video that is all about sinking funds.